Alright, label this in your notes. Point slope form to slope intercept form. Okay, because what's going to happen now is we need to go from what happens if I give you the slope equals 2 and I give you the point 4, 3. Okay, and I ask you to put it, what's going to happen is I'm going to ask you to put it into slope-intercept form. But I do not have enough information to put it into slope-intercept form. The two pieces of information that I have is I have a point and I have a slope. Okay, so the first thing it needs to do is it needs to go into point-slope form. Okay, so I've got to go y minus 3 equals 2 times x minus 4. Okay, and I want to get it into y equals mx plus b. So what is by itself here? Y. So what I want to do over here is I want to get y by itself. Now a lot of you are saying to add 3. Can't add 3 first. Okay, the first thing we have to do is this. And if you recall, that is called distribute. Okay, so we're going to go y minus 3 equals, we got to take 2 times x, and get 2x minus, got to take 2 times 4, and get 8. Okay, so y minus 3 equals 2x minus 8. Now we can go through, now we got to get rid of what's with my y. So I can add my 3, and now my y equals 2x minus 5. Okay, and that's going to be my answer right there. Okay. If we've got another one, if we've got m equals negative 3, and I have the point 4, negative 1. Okay, now we've got y plus 1 equals negative 3 x minus 4. Okay, next step is to distribute. So y plus 1 equals negative 3x. Now be careful, negative times minus. So if there's a negative on the outside, minus on the inside, it turns into a plus 12. So be careful with that. And then my last step, move this 1. So minus my 1, y equals negative 3x plus 11 is going to be my answer. Okay? So the first half of your worksheet is going to look just like this side. So if you need to go to this slide and pause it while you're doing numbers 1 through 6, do that. Okay? But what's going to happen on the rest of it is they're going to give you 2 points. So they're going to give you 3, 4, and 2, 7. Okay? And in order to do that, what's the one thing that we need to find? We need to find the slope first. So your first step is to find slope. And you're going to want to write down these steps somewhere. Okay, if I'm going too fast, pause it, write them in your notes, and then you can keep going. So in order to find slope, remember, is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Okay? So if we label these guys x1, y1, x2, y2, first thing is to find slope. So 7 minus 4 divided by 2 minus 3 equals 3 divided by -1 gives us -3. Okay, so now we know how to put it in the point slope form. So now step number 2 is going to be put into, point slope form. Okay, and remember that point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so let's put it in there. Y minus, we're using this point because that's my x1, y1. Y minus 4 equals, here's my m, -3 x minus 3. Okay, step number 3 is just like what we were doing. We need to distribute. Okay, so y minus 4 equals -3x. Be careful here, negative minus, so +9. And then our last step is always going to be to move the number that's with y. Okay? And instead of saying move, you could say you're either going to add or subtract it. Okay, so this is -4, so we have to add 4 to both sides. So y equals -3x plus 13 is going to be my answer. Okay, these steps are also written on the board, so you need to get these steps in your notes. Those are important. Okay, if I've got 4, -2, and 7, -3. Okay, so first step is to find our slope. So -3 plus 2 over 7 minus 4. So we have -1 divided by 3. That slope is -1/3. Okay, x1, y1. Now we put it into point slope form. Y minus 2 equals -1/3 x minus 4. Okay, you're going to need your calculator because sometimes you're going to have fractions like this and you cannot freak out. Okay, just punch them in because our next step is going to be to distribute. So y minus 2 equals -1/3 x. Okay, plus we multiply -1/3 times 4 in your calculator, and we get plus 4/3. Okay, and then our last step is to add or subtract that number with y. So add 2, add 2. Y equals -1/3 x. Now this is where you got to plug this into your calculator. Put your fraction in parentheses. Okay, so 4/3 plus 2 is going to be plus 10/3. Okay, leave it as a fraction. Okay, hit math, enter, enter, and do that. Okay, so your worksheet is going to be the one that says worksheet 2-2-6. Okay, and only do the side that says rewrite the equations. Okay, because you're going to put those in slope-intercept form. Your first 6 problems are going to look just like this. Okay, because your first 6, they give you the slope already. So if they give you the slope, you don't have to find it. So you get to skip step number 1. Okay, so for 1 through 6, you're doing steps 2 through 4. Okay, and then when you get to number 7, now you've got to do all 4 steps. You've got to find your slope first, and then do all this stuff. Okay, make sure that you're good for the sub. See you on Monday.